Hello and welcome to just a quick bonus video. Now, if you saw the last video I made, it was about installing the new Smart 360 Cube alarm into the van, which works absolutely fantastic now. I've got it up and running. But I've also included a few other security measures. This is mostly because I'm not leaving the van outside the house, and I'm putting a lot of stuff in there for people to see. Although the place I'm leaving it is covered by cameras, I wanted to add extra security as well. So I'll just have a quick show round of what security measures I've added. So as you can see, the van has got a lot of windows on them. Although they're blacked out, they are actually glass windows. Now, the van is going to be wrapped in the end, so it won't look like glass, it will just look like a panel van. But there is always a chance of them being broken. Now, a lot of the windows are already covered with aluminium panels, and it's all holding the insulation in behind. But there's a couple that still aren't. So with the windows that hadn't been boarded out already with aluminium, I have boarded them out, and I've used, it's called stock board. Now, it's a plastic, but it is really tough. It's made to hold livestock, so it needs to be tough. And all I've done, it's the same material as I used on Insane Bolt. So all I've done is I've screwed it over the windows, and then I've just sprayed it white. The second reason I've added this is because, as you know, a lot of heat escapes through the windows. So I've added this insulation, which I got from B&Q. This is actually made from recycled plastic bottles, and apparently it's a really good insulation. A lot of people with camper vans use this, but there's no itch to it at all, and you don't need to cut it, it just tears apart. So I've insulated in behind there, in between the window and the board, and with that, boarded over, sprayed it white, and we've got a much safer window there. I mean, if somebody wants to get in, they're always going to get in, but it's not just a matter of breaking the glass and reaching in and opening the door now. So we'll have a look at what other security methods I've added. So I've also had Deadlocks installed, and these are actually hook locks. Now, I didn't do them myself. I had a company called AVR to install them. It's a Midland-based company, and they came to where I am and fitted them, and they were a couple of £100 cheaper than a lot of the other companies. It came out at about £300 to have the two locks fitted, when other companies were charging £500 for the same work. So I'll just show you a quick montage now of the fitted. Didn't want to be filmed, but I'll just show you a quick montage of how it's fitted. So if you haven't heard of a hook lock, they're the next generation of Deadlocks. So the difference is, with the hook lock, with it unlocked, when you open it up, rather than just a bolt coming out, a hook comes out, and that fits in behind the keep, and it means that it can't just be lifted or pushed back. It can't be pushed back in because it actually hooks. If the doors are pulled apart, if it was just a deadlock, it might be able to push apart. But with it being a hook, actually hooks into the keep and stops it from being pulled apart. So a really effective deadlock, and much better than just your basic bar that goes across. Now, if you're thinking about getting deadlocks or hook locks fitted, if your van is glazed like this one is, let the installers know that before you order it, because you have to have different hook locks or deadlocks. Quite often what they'll do is they'll fit them much higher up the van, and by doing that it stops people from peeling the windows or the tops of the doors back. but because this is glazed at the top, they couldn't fit them up there, so they had to be fitted lower down. So always tell your installer if you've got a glazed van or not. And finally, if you haven't already seen it, go and check out Sunday's video about the Smart 360 alarm, which is here. This works on motion of the door handles, so if anybody tries your doors, it will set them off. If anybody tries to peel your doors back, it sets it off. If anybody tries to jemmy your doors or open them in any way, that will set the alarm off. Now, if it rains heavily, if a noisy car with a big exhaust goes past, if a cat jumps on your roof, none of those will set it off. It has to be somebody actually trying the doors or jemmying the doors or forcing the doors. So, and also you've got quite a handy button on here, which if you press it, say you're stopping in a hotel, you see a load of folks looking like they're going to look at your van. You're looking out your window, you don't want to go down there by yourself, it's late at night, you can set it off from up to 150 metres away remotely with a button, and it is really loud.
System disarmed.
And that also will let you know that it's been set off. Now you program your phone to it, so it rings you and it texts you when an alarm has gone off on your van. So that is a really handy feature. So I hope you've enjoyed this quick rundown of the added security measures I've added to the van. Now I know that if somebody wants to nick your van, they're always going to get in and nick it, but the more you can add to it, the better. So I've done what I think I can. I think the only thing left to do is to fit a GPS tracker, which I might have a look at, and I'm not going to show you where I'm putting that, just in case. So I might fit a GPS tracker as well, so if it is stolen, then you can be tracked to where it's going to. So I hope you've enjoyed this video. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.